Breakfast Show. This is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyikola. Here are the headlines. Your hand-hand pension safe. Federal government assures Nigerians. "36 feet cars back state police plan." Payment of $1.3 billion, 1.3 trillion naira power sector debt will attract investors, says AFDB. NEC pledges better support for small businesses. Federal government backs deployment of 80 million free cook stoves. Six months after, Ogun government finance director's killers yet to be arrested. There is a firm safeguard for pension funds which makes it impossible for anybody to tamper with them, the federal government has assured Nigerians. There are rules and well laid out limitations about what pension fund assets can be invested in and what it cannot be invested in, Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, said. He added that the federal government has no intention whatsoever to go beyond those prescribed limits or outside those bans which are there to safeguard the pensions of workers. Edu spoke against the backdrop of fears being raised in some political and labor quarters that the federal government was interested in using the funds for infrastructure development. Former presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, the Trade Union Congress (TUC), and the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) are among those making the claims. Edu had, after Tuesday marathon Federal Executive Council meeting, hinted at plans by the federal government to deploy about 20 trillion pension fund on infrastructure. The comment drew the ear of some Nigerians. The minister made the government pensions known on the pension funds in a video posted yesterday. He said, "It has come to my notice that stories are making the rounds that the federal government plans to illegally access the hand-hand savings and pension contributions of workers. Nothing could be further from the truth. The pension industry, like most of the financial industry, is highly regulated. There are rules and well-laid out limitations about what pension fund assets can be invested in and what it cannot be invested in. The federal government has no intention whatsoever to go beyond those prescribed limits or outside those bans which are there to safeguard the pensions of workers. What was announced at the Federal Executive Council was merely for information purposes only. No approval was sought for any action whatsoever. The information was that there was an ongoing initiative drawing in all the major stakeholders in the long-term service industry, those that handle funds that are available over a long period, to see how, within the rules and regulations set by the law, that can be used maximally, most effectively, to drive investment in key growth areas including infrastructure, housing, and of course to find a way to provide Nigerians with affordable mortgage. Within the context, there is no attempt, nor is it being considered, to offer unsafe investment for pension funds or even insurance funds or any investment funds. It is an ongoing conversation, a challenge, a test of the best and the brightest in the financial industry to come up with solutions that, while safeguarding the long-term savings, do provide an avenue that can help to boost growth in the economy. In a letter to Edo, the NLC and TUC said his announcement had ignited deep apprehension and unrest among workers. They added that the revelation that the government has already assessed nearly 70% of the entire pension fund value is not merely alarming but utterly unacceptable. NLC President Joe Ajaero and TUC Deputy President Tomi Oko signed the letter, in which the workers also demanded to know the pension board that would superintend any discussion with the government since there is none in place. They vowed to resist any action that seeks to undermine the retirement savings of Nigerian workers. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. Your hand-held pension safe, federal government assures Nigerians. Meanwhile, calls for the establishment of state police got the backing of speakers of the 36 houses of assembly yesterday. They expressed support for their, which they believed will boost the push against insecurity. The speakers also urged the National Assembly to list the state police proposal among the bills that will be considered during the constitutional amendment debate. The speakers lamented that most governors are observing in the breach the constitutional provision for financial autonomy for houses of assembly. They urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take further measures to mitigate the pains hardship triggered by the removal of food subsidy and other policies initiated by the government to reboot the economy. Their position was contained in a communique issued at the end of a meeting they held in Abuja under the aegis of Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria. The message, which was made available to reporters, was signed by Conference Chairman and Oyo State Speaker Adebo Ogundoyin. They pledged to approve the bill on creation of state police if included in the proposed constitution review. The 1999 constitution requires that at least 24 out of the 36 houses of assembly must endorse the bill to skate through. Many Nigerians argue that state police will contain rising crime across the land. But the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, rejected the proposal, warning that the governors can abuse the outfit for political and personal gains and compromise human rights and national security. Egbetokun spoke at the National Dialogue on State Policing organized on April 22nd by the House of Representatives in Abuja, with the theme Pathways to Peace, Reimagining Policing in Nigeria. Egbetokun was represented at the event by Assistant Inspector General of Police Ben Okolo. Okolo, who said opposition to state police was the opinion of the police leadership, curiously recounted the day after the dialogue, claiming that he merely expressed his personal opinion. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. 36 speakers back state police plan. The presidential approval for the payment of $1.3 billion and 1.3 trillion naira power sector debt will attract investment. Africa Development Bank Vice President Dr. Kelvin Kuriaki said yesterday. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu said the Federal Ministry of Finance had compiled with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's approval to pay $130 billion to gas suppliers from the Gas Stabilization Fund. Gas suppliers are owed $1.3 billion, while generating complaints are owed 1.3 trillion naira. Kariaki believes investors will be hugely encouraged by the development. Also yesterday, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission NERC Chairman Sanusi Garba, an engineer, noted that most of the distribution complaints disclosed are technically insolvent. He said, from the distribution sector, which is particularly the aspect that is affecting most of us as consumers, Our understanding of the discourse is that quite a number of them are technically insolvent. They officially spoke at the 8th African Energy Marketplace with the theme towards Nigeria's sustainable energy future, policy regulation and investment, a policy dialogue for the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Strategic Implementation Plan. Adelabu explained the payment were for legacy and current debt. He said, for the current debt, approval has been given for cash payment of about 130 billion naira from Gas Stabilization Fund, which the Federal Ministry of Finance will pay if not already paid. Adelabu explained that the payment for the legacy debt will be made from future royalties and streams of income in the gas subsectors. He believes settlement of the $1.3 billion owed to gas suppliers will encourage firms to enter gas supply contract with GenCos. The minister described the absence of a firm contract between the gas companies and the majority of the GenCos. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. Payment of $1.3 billion and 1.3 trillion naira power sector debt will attract investors, says AFDB. The National Economic Council (NEC) yesterday deliberated on the state of the nation's economy. It resolved to improve the situation, especially by supporting the growth of micro, small and medium enterprise. NEC said by providing 49% of the nation's gross domestic product (GDP), SMEs remain the backbone of the economy. The council reached the decision during its 144th meeting at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Vice President Kashim Shettima presided over the meeting, attended by Institute Chartered Accountants of Nigeria ICANN leaders. The ICANN chiefs were at the meeting to shed light on the accountability index and their ranking of state on public financial management. Shettima, according to a statement by Sterling Wocha, Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Communication, Office of the Vice President, urged the council members to assess the administration's journey so far and adopt strategies to buy economy. He said, as we plan for stability, we must remember that the backbone of our economy isn't solely comprised of our big corporations, while these entities play a vital role in tracking the nation's productivity and employment data. It's our micro, small and medium enterprises that should keep us awake at night. To achieve President Tinubu's promise to create jobs and eradicate poverty, the Vice President advised that access to capital must be central. Shettima also underscored the role of digital technology in the growth and sustainability of small businesses, tipping investment in digital and creative enterprise as a work in progress to upscale these businesses. The Vice President highlighted President Tinubu's administration commitment to fiscal responsibility and management by citing the recent positive rating of Nigeria's economic outlook by Fitch, a global credit rating agency. Shettima stated that the rating reflected increased confidence in the nation's economy. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. NEC pledges better support for small businesses. In the meantime, federal government through National Council of Climate Change has endorsed an initiative to distribute 80 million clean cook stoves free to households. This is to solve global climate crisis, environmental challenges, and improve livelihoods. The initiative is under auspices of Greenplate Africa with strategic partners. Greenplate said is the largest clean cooking system project in the world and a step to combat adverse health and environmental impacts associated with traditional cooking methods such as indoor air pollution and deforestation. President Dr. Lawali Akiwumi, in a statement, said the cook stoves would transform lives, mostly for women and children affected by harmful traditional cooking practices. He noted adoption of clean and efficient cook stoves would lead to improved indoor air quality, reduce respiratory illnesses, and mitigate climate change through lower carbon emissions. Director General of National Council on Climate Change, Dr. Salisu Dahiru, who gave a formal letter of endorsement, noted the project will result in greenhouse gas emission reduction and lead to forest development and job creation. He said, besides reduction in emissions, it will decrease upper respiratory infections, improving health conditions. Its Vice President, Dr. Victor Fodeke, hoped the Nigerians will experience benefit while contributing to global efforts in combating climate change. Fodeke, a former technical advisor on climate change to African Union, said the project includes a afforestation campaign which plans to plant a 4 billion economic trees. For more details, please visit the Nation newspaper. Federal government backs deployment of 80 million free cook stoves. In another development, 6 months after the murder of Taiwo Oyekami, Director of Finance to the Oyo State Governor's Office, security operatives are yet to arrest his killers. Oyekami was murdered on the 29th of November 2023 while returning from the bank where he had withdrawn a large sum of money for government use. Newsmen had reported that about 5 hooded gunmen reportedly hijacked the billion van while it was ascending the popular Kuto Bridge in Abeokuta, opened fire on the official, broke the billion van door with sledgehammers and went away with the money. The accountant was rushed to the state hospital in Ijayi, Abeokuta, where he reportedly died. Right then, the Ogun State government placed a 50 million reward for anyone who had information that could lead to arrest of the killers. However, 6 months after the murder, no arrest has been made. Meanwhile, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Abiodun Alamutu, in February said the investigation into the murder was at an advanced stage. Alamutu gave an update on the incident while briefing newsmen on the activities of the command in 2023. However, when contacted on Thursday, the command spokesman, Omolola Odutola, failed to give an update on the incident. She rather asked the newsmen to provide information to the police. For more details, please visit Daily Post newspaper. 6 months after, Ogun government finance director's killer yet to be arrested. To end the news this morning, this is the recap of the headlines. Your hand-hand pension safe, federal government assures Nigerians. 36 speakers back state police paran. Payments of $1.3 billion and 1.3 trillion naira power sector debt will attract investors, says AFDBA. NEC pledges better support for small businesses. Federal government backs deployment of 80 million free cook stoves. 6 months after, Ogun government finance director's killers yet to be arrested. And that ends the newspaper review on Carnival Radio. Thank you for listening. I am Joseph Oyukala. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store